Welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing a video on acetylene torches, and I had to go get this regulator rebuilt because when I first had the oxygen filled, my needle went up, the high pressure went up, and the low pressure went up too. So that was telling me the diaphragm had a hole in it or something. So I had to take it down to my local welding shop to have it rebuilt, because they take it apart, clean it, they fix what's wrong with it, and I got it back last week. It was like $80 to have it redone, but it's worth it because now I know it's safe and it ain't gonna cause me no problems. So I'm gonna hook it up. When installing your regulators, make sure you don't put no oil or grease on them, because they'll explode under pressure. So just, if you ever get grease or oil on your hoses or your tips, take them to your local shop, your welding shop, and they'll clean them and make sure they're safe to use. So don't ever think you can just wipe them off and use them. Get them clean professional. Torches back from your local shop, they'll have protection covers on them to keep dirt from getting inside your orifices, and it just protects the threads, and that way you don't have nothing in your regulators. Your oxygen is going to be regular right-hand threads, and your acetylene are left-handed threads, and they're indicated by notches that let you know that they're left-handed, in case you didn't know. So I have my hoses all tight. That's all set. Now, this torch handle is a Victor. My whole set's a Victor. I had this set for over 30 years, so I can get them rebuilt anytime if I need to. So Victor's a good name brand, and they've been working for me for a long time. I got different torch tips. This is called the Rosebud. It's for like heating up metal and bending stuff. This is a torch tip that cuts metal. And I want to turn my regulators on. If my bottle's on, you always want to crack it slowly and stand to the side, because if something's going to happen, this will blow off like a gun and shoot out the back. So you're supposed to always turn it on slowly from the side. And I got 1600 PSI on this tank. And you want to only open this, you're supposed to open it all the way, because it has a double lock. You spin it all the way open, it locks that top so it doesn't leak. Or you can crack it a little. If you have a problem, you can shut it off real quick. And the same way with your acetylene, you only want that turned on a quarter of a turn. You never want to turn it on all the way, because if there's an accident or something happens, it'll take too long to turn them off. So it's best is to crack your acetylene, and then This bottle only carries like 200 psi. And yeah, that's all good now. So I'm gonna turn my operating pressure should be about 5 psi on both of them, and the minimum should be like 3. So all right. All right, I'm gonna do a couple little welds on this piece of scrap here. It's kind of rusty. Could be cleaned up, but I ain't gonna worry about it right now. So I'm just gonna experiment a little bit. And I ain't gas welded in a while, so I'll carbonizing, and then neutral, oxidizing. You want a nice little neutral flame where you can barely hear it hissing. I need my bar stool. Let me see my bar stool. And gas welding's slow, but you can make it look like TIG with time and practice. And you can control your puddle. You can control your puddle. And the more heat, you won't have control. So you just want the metal to melt and gradually put a little filler in, and got good penetration on the back side. And this is a piece of rusty surface rust on it. Still good steel, but it looks good with a little bit of practice. I'm a little rusty. That'll it'd be perfect, you know? So I'm gonna do another little weld. Want a nice little neutral flame. Not too loud, just kind of quiet, neutral, nice cone on it. Got a little witchy, could be cleaned, but it's all right for now. I just want to do a couple welds, and then I'm going to be making some pretty neat stuff on some other videos.
Want me to shut the camera off?
No. It pops sometimes because the metal's dirty or your torch tip is too low. I was taught a trick. You get your metal red hot and then slide your tip around. You can clean it. There could be a little contamination on the end of the tip. And you can rub it on there and clean it up. I had it just a little too cold. That's why it pops. And you can see these welds, And they're looking good. Just a little bit more practice and it's like riding a bike. Might be a little wobbly at first, but you get the hang of it and you're right back in the game again. I'm going to be doing some brazing, and this has a flux on the brazing rod. And the old school, you used to have a container of flux, and you used to get the brass or the brazing rod hot and dunk it in the can of flux and then weld. This newer stuff comes with it already on the stick, so it's a lot nicer and easier to work with. And when you're brazing, all you want to do is get your metal hot, red. You don't want to get too hot, because if you get too hot, too red, and you start melting it, your brazing rod will go. It'll follow the heat and make a big old wide weld. And you don't want to melt your brazing rod. And you can see the flux. It's like glass over top of it. After you're done, you can knock this glassy stuff off. That's just the flux. This brazing, it's a little wide. My tip's a little hot, so I'm going to turn it down and see if I get another better pass. So I'm going to turn the heat down. The more heat, the hotter your tip, the thicker your metal you can do. So this is thin. This might be 18 gauge, so it ain't going to take much heat to get it hot and red. And like I said, if you get it too hot, the brazing rod will just follow the heat and spread all over. So, and then you can do stainless steel, cast iron repairs, all types of different types of welding with brazing rod. And you can go thick too. This is a 3/32 rod. You can get 1/8 inch rod for brazing. Same way with filler rod. You can get it 3/32 or you can get it up to 1/4 inch, but you better have some heat behind it. Can you zoom in on this?
I've already zoomed in.
And if you look here, this is a little bit better. I got a little bit more control of the heat, but there's still some spots that are, but like I said, I ain't brazed in a long time. After a while, it'll be easy peasy. And like I said, these are scrap pieces. They're not shiny, clean metal. If I prepped them and cleaned them up real good, you could make beautiful welds. And I'm just demonstrating. Some people say, oh, it's so hard to do when you have dirty metal. Well, I've been welding for ever since I was like 12 with a cutting torch with my old man. And then I started welding at school and shop and so on and so on. And I'm certified welder now. But it's very peaceful, gas welding, it's quiet, and it's just hot. It's very hot. It's so, let me do one more and we'll wrap this up. Oh, very good, and that brings this to an end. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoy gas welding. Like I said, it's quiet, but it's hot. But you got 100% control of the weld. You can turn your heat down, turn it up, and you can cool it down with your rod. You can pull the heat back. You can do all kinds of things that control that puddle. And just like MIG and TIG, just takes a little bit of time, but if you've been welding, you know what to look for, and it's all easy. Once you get the hang of it, everything's easy. Stick, MIG, TIG, and even old school brazing and filler rod. Thank you for watching. I'm going to have to do some more videos in the future of making a pretty neat project, and I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you for watching.